Making a video. Comments, I assume. So I guess I have to make some sort of rule about comments, in the sense that this political crap starts seeping in, and really don't want to do that kind of crap on this channel. But so I'll make a brief statement. It's not something I'm willing to even debate. It's just based on my personal preferences, and that's all it is. A statement of what I see is the right and the wrong. So this scientifically guy made a video, and he was basically ragging on this stupid Gillette commercial and this whole the poor white male is being marginalized, and he's so oppressed and all this crap. And I'll just make the simple argument: you wouldn't trade places with the blacks, and you wouldn't trade places with the women. So why are you bitching? Unless like you're Bruce Jenner or something. I don't even know what that shit's about. Cutting your penis off and shit. Obviously, something fucking wrong with you. But anyway, ignorant masses are coming because they have a civilized goat herder in the immigration office letting them in. This doesn't even make any sense. We have obviously policies about immigration, and it was Ronald Reagan who doubled immigration, twice. And clearly it's been a Republican plan to bring in a bunch of cheap labor to drive wages down. And now the dopey Democrats, because they were losing elections because their fucking plans are all so wacky. They don't get to the real problem, which is the wealth inequity. They keep thinking they can fix things some other dopey way. So they got desperate for votes, so they decided to be the party of the immigrant, and especially the illegal one. So now go ahead and commit crimes, Mr. Illegal Immigrant, and we'll give you immunity. And it's all this wacky crap. So yes, they've gone completely stupid. But those are real policies. There's real government policies, not some asshole in the immigration office. Human rights says they can come in. Again, this isn't the problem. It's not some human rights argument that has been creating immigration for 25, 30 fucking years. This started in 1980, okay? This is a 40-year-old problem now. So this is just bullshit to sit there and say this is like some immediate human rights crisis that is the cause of the problem. Bullshit. You need to look into it more. No, you do, you dumb, ignorant fuck. Europe is now lost in the goat herders and will not recover. Yes, this whole idea of inviting the poor, huddled, ignorant, stupid, retarded, fundamentalist, crazy masses into your country to fuck it up isn't very smart. So yes, Europe's retarded, America's retarded, the world's fucking retarded, because it's basically said poor people who breed too much and are ignorant are the greatest thing in the world. And they're not the greatest thing in the world. They're a fucking goddamn dirty menace. Overall, I mean, it's just statistical facts, and people want to ignore the statistical facts, go ahead. But the statistical facts are they don't get off welfare, they breed their bad habits, and you don't gain anything. Your civilization isn't upgraded, it's downgraded. You're just creating more diversity and more noise and more things for people to hate each other over and more resentment. And you can see it. It's visceral. It's getting so bad that, how much people hate each other. And that's what all this diversity creates. So yeah, it's just fucking dumb, okay? The little, whatever, simple-brained lunatics who think diversity is all fun because we all get to eat tacos or something are fucking retarded. So I'm not the problem, jackass. But you don't understand that you're not going to fix it with your stupid vote for a stupid asshole like Trump, because it ain't his plan to make civilization. It's his plan to keep the poor poor, to keep the rich fucking rich, idiot. So yeah, that's just my basic statement. I have no use for immigration. I don't like it. I don't like speaking different languages. It's a waste of fucking goddamn energy. I don't like people having different understandings of what's obnoxious. Okay, bad habits. People who think, yeah, garbage is something you throw in the street. No, it isn't. Yeah, that's just a pain in the ass. I have no use for it, and I understand what the real problem is which ignorance, okay? And they're ignorant, stupid religion. We shouldn't let people in the damn country who will believe in fables. Lunatics. They're fucking deluded lunatics. You don't let them in and let them run the place. You give away your right to vote to people, right? Give people the right to vote who hate your freedom. That makes a lot of goddamn sense, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah. Dilute your vote. deliberately with a vote that hates your freedom. And then say, well, why is the world turning shitty? Oh, guess what? That's why, asshole. So the funny part is this scientific Lee, I think, is an immigrant of some sort. You know, like I said, you wouldn't be on my list, okay? Religious kook? No, can't come in. I don't care how white you are. All right? Fuck it. We don't need any more of those. Oh, fuck. So anyway, but that's my statement. It's just my personal impression. You're not going to change my fucking mind, okay? I can see what's happening. It's quite obvious, and neither political party gives a fuck about fixing any of it. All right. Just thoughts. Are you aware that the speed of light has been measured to be slowing down each year over a decade or so? Complete crap. Okay. I know, I'm not looking up, well, Rupert Sheldrake, okay? You're the one in the delusion, okay? The science delusion. You're the one living in a delusion. The way we measure it gets better and better. So that's why numbers change, asshole. Is because they just get more and more precise. Oh, shit. What do you think? What are you going to do with this variable speed of light? Right? The variation is this much, you know, out of, 5 million miles. What does that mean to you? What is the great victory? Okay, if you could actually say, the speed of light is not a constant because it has this infinitesimal variation in it. How does that make your day? What does that mean? God exists? I mean, it's just so pathetic. Is it possible that there is some confusion between the clock and what is time? There's no confusion. Time is a constant thing that's happening and has to do with the motion of objects and the fact that to have motion, they have to have a certain amount of energy in them, and the energy is in kind of consistent forms. And even if you made them a little bit different, like even if each little photon was a little bit tiny bit different, there would be an actual fact about how big the little photons were that pushed one thing and how big they were that pushed another thing. So there wouldn't be any, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean there's randomness in the universe, and it doesn't mean anything. So what are you so horny for this for? What is your fucking problem with constants? Time is just something we measure based on the fact, again, I'll say it again to you retards, you stupid fucking imbeciles. The only reason why there's time is because stuff doesn't move instantaneously. It doesn't go from here to here instantaneously. It has to move through distance, and it takes it time to move through distance. And that's how we measure time. We have different things that take a different amount of time to go the distance. And we just say, how long did it take the turtle? How long did it take the rabbit? How long did it take the jaguar? It's all the same time. You just have different clocks for measuring it. Damn, stupid fucks. Think map and terrain. Think how big your asshole is. Okay, are you sure that the speed of light is the same for all observers? Question mark. It's not the same for all observers in the sense that obviously if I'm moving towards an object, the light coming from the object will get to me sooner. Okay? I can't observe the light, asshole. Where did you get this notion that you can actually observe photons? So obviously I'm not observing the photons. I'm only going to observe when the light gets to me. How long does it take to get to me? And clearly that's going to change if I'm moving towards the fucking object. Durr. What about the Sagnatic effect? I'm really interested in your thoughts about this. Yeah, just another fucking interferometer. So we'll go look at that when we're done with this slop. But again, just more science that isn't complete. More mush about what's really happening. They just make up a story. The evidence doesn't indicate that story could possibly be true, but let's just make it up anyway. You made the statement that even though you are on the surface of the earth, that you are actually moving. Yes, well, I'm moving into gravity, and the earth is fucking goddamn spinning, shithead. Alright, unless you want to believe that the entire universe is conspiring to fool us into thinking we're moving when we're really not, and the whole universe is spinning around the earth. Now, which one do you think is more probable, douche for brain? Okay, you have any direct experimental evidence of that? Yes, there's lots of evidence indicating there's a difference. Okay, something has to be spinning. Either we're spinning or the whole fucking universe is spinning. One of the two is spinning. Guess which one I'm going to pick? Especially if it was worth $1 billion prize or something. Or I get 9,000 virgins when I go to little heaven or something. Based on my guess. Guess which one I'm going to guess? Stupid fuck. Or is that your belief? Yeah, you know, it's the indication that it's a fact that one of them is spinning, and yes, I'm logically picking that we're doing it. I really am interested in your evidence for the assumption that you have made. Again, your little fucking shit face. I haven't made an assumption, I've made a deduction that it would be completely inconsistent with every fact I have gleaned throughout my entire life to believe that there's some magical aliens controlling the entire universe just to fool Gary into thinking he's on a spinning planet. I think that's a silly fucking theory. I think you're a fucking truther, stupid cunt. Oh, god damn. Just thoughts? Fuck you. Have you considered that special relativity is just incorrect? I've only made videos about how the fundamental premise is retarded in some sense, okay, about time being a dimension, Jack for brain. But clearly, I don't doubt that light doesn't give a fuck about what you're doing. A photon moves. It doesn't care what you're doing over. Oh, look, I'm doing all this stuff over here. The photon couldn't give a shit. Once you admit a photon, you can do anything you want to do, and it's not going to change how fast the photon travels through space. It just couldn't give a fuck. You can't make it go faster. You can't make it go in some other direction. It does one fucking thing. It moves at a pretty goddamn reliable speed in a straight fucking line. I don't know why that fact offends you, you fucking dumb shit. What if there is an absolute frame of reference in the real world? Well, that's exactly what I'm arguing, you dumbass. Duh. Do you think if there's an absolute frame, what Einstein said is somehow incorrect? No, Einstein never said photons move with objects. He said exactly the opposite. He said the physics is the same. It doesn't matter. Okay, you can't change the photon. You can't make it do something different. You can't give it extra velocity. You can't make it move slower. You can't do any of that fucking shit. And there is evidence for that? Question mark. Again, I'm stating the evidence is in the fact of how momentum works. That you have to collect momentum. You have to possess it. So there's just no other conclusion than you can only collect so much of it. The school of fish is real fish. All the fish can be pointed in the same direction and swim in the same direction, and then they're going to look like a big pile of light, essentially, right? Because it's all just fish moving in the straight line. But if they're trapped and they're spinning in different circles and doing other kinds of stuff, well, then the whole school can't move the speed of light anymore because it's got to drag those fucking weirdos, the ones going the wrong fucking way, along with them. And that's, in my opinion, what the facts, the evidence clearly indicates is how the system works. Okay. I like some of your explanations. They're very helpful. I hate your communication skills are functionally insufficient. You don't ask these silly rhetorical questions to people unless you're trying to insult them, jackass. Again, have you ever considered that you're a fucking pompous, arrogant douchebag? Have you ever considered that? Stupid shits. Alright. So let's go look at this stupid, another interferometer. And this one is glaring, okay? I mean, let's click on the image so we get the full view. So same idea. Okay, you're sending light through. This one rotates, and so you have one beam of light going one way, the other beam of light's going the opposite way. They do it with fiber optics, but it's still dependent. The whole system depends on the half-silvered mirror again, the beam splitter. So this really is a bad drawing of the actual experiment, but anyway. So the first thing you realize, just looking at it, oh, big problem here. They can't put a glass spacer in here. They can't make up for the fact that one beam goes through the glass, one pane of glass more than the other beam. But more important, which is kind of an interesting feature I like about this one, but think about it. Okay, this beam goes through the half-silvered mirror, goes around, goes around, goes around, comes down, and it goes through the half-silvered mirror again. So it never reflects off the beam splitter. It goes through the little openings twice, which means it gets diverged twice. The other beam, on the other hand, reflects, goes through one piece of glass, reflects off the mirror, goes through, goes through, goes through, goes through, then bounces off the mirror, so it doesn't get to the glass, doesn't go through the glass first. So it not only has, it's not only a path that doesn't have the other piece of glass in it, okay, it never goes through the little openings. It always hits the mirror, the silver. So the other beam never diverges. So you got two huge differences between the two beams. So it's not like you're sending an equal beam one way and an equal beam the other way. No equality here. No presumption of equality. And clearly you have an automatic half-phase distortion because you don't have an equal amount of time inside the glass. So you're already sort of fucked just because you've already created a half-phase problem by not having the piece of glass in there. So fine. Again, but what's your theories? Again, there's no explanation for how this can work, how it actually works, where the interference takes place. I don't have the experiment, so I can't play with it. I think maybe I'll go try find some YouTube videos where somebody has one of these and ask them to do a couple of experiments where they block this and block that and actually see what light goes back towards the source and what light goes where, and see how big the beams are. You know, is this one beam's this big, one beam's this big, you know. So there's also lenses in here that they're not showing you. Okay, there's a lens here and a lens here to shoot the light in. So, you know, none of this is as simple as they make it look. And like I said, just in theory, you can find all these kind of flaws in just the theory of the damn thing. So that's all I have for right now on that subject. I'm just saying this isn't enough. Okay, we need more information about how photons maneuver through experiments. There's just no point in doing these crude drawings and saying this is what it does. See, there's an arrow. That means everything works just fine. When that's not how the real world works. Like I say, every reflection off every mirror is going to be dictated by how the mirror is moving. If it's moving into the thing or away from the thing, it's going to matter because the light's going to spend more time inside the mirror in terms of reflecting. These are all just facts. Nobody wants to pay any attention to them. We know that the transmission through, say, a fiber optic cable, the light doesn't go straight through the cable. It reflects off the interior of the cable. So you know that if the cable moves a little bit from where the light's getting focused into the cable, that we know that it's going to have the initial angle that it hits is going to be a different initial angle. You know, these are all important details. Nobody gives a shit about them, and it's critical to understanding the physics. You can't understand the physics with this crap. All right, so yeah, I think that's enough. So much bullshit to go over. So anyway, I don't think there's anything else. So, yeah, I'll keep it light and simple. Just irritating people. Yep, that's all there are. Okay. Rational Science Guy did post a bunch of stupid rope videos, but they all look fairly uninteresting. So, and I've seen most of them before. Electro Boom has some new video. I suppose I have to watch that, but he's just getting too samey. And yeah, I'm just, you know, he obviously just doesn't give a shit about defending the truth. You know, pussied out. Had a perfectly good chance to defend reason and just said, fuck it. Go ahead, let the unreasonable people win. Alright, so I guess that's it. Alright, good. short and not very sweet. I like salty snacks more than sweet ones, actually, so it sort of makes sense. This doesn't really make sense, but I mean, it's a perfectly good broken analogy to end with. Always keep them, yeah, what's the word? Yeah, well, I can't think of it, but yeah, always keep them, whatever the word is. Fill in the blank, it's okay. I mean, a lot of words you could fill it in with won't work, but, you know, just saying. It's probably not important enough to worry too much about. Okay, now I'm done.